So, a quick one. I'm going to give a scenario or give a story of what happened today, an illustration, and I'm going to explain something. So, let's go. So, today I viewed a status of one of my pastors, and I was not watching the phone at that time. The status was just playing. And I was like, this is Apostle so and so. But like when I picked up my phone to view the status, I was surprised. He was not the one. But the person sounded like him. And the charisma, everything was just reflecting that apostle. So when I checked the church logo and everything, I saw that that person is a product of that apostle. That was why he could carry that charisma and he could reflect his person, that I even thought that he was the one. When you stay around a person, when you stay around a team, you tend to copy that person, you tend to reflect the character of that person, knowing and unknowing. So that this is where I'm going to with all this illustration. If you profess that you're a Christian, you are supposed to reflect the life of Christ. You can't tell me that you're a Christian, you can't tell me you're a child of God, and your life, there's no traits to show me. Like, just take for example, there are some children that when they pass, you are like, this is your father is so so and so. Are you the daughter of Mr. So so and so? And I'm like, yes, because you don't need a certification or like an evidence that this is the person's father. The face already shows you that this is the daughter of so 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 and so. When you stay in God's presence, something will definitely rub off of you. Like even the Christian, when they were first called Christ-like, it was because people saw something. They reflected Christ. They reflected Christ. That's why they were like, you are Christians, you are Christ-like. So you can't tell me that you are staying in God's presence. You can't tell me you are a child of God when I don't see the trait of a father in you. You can't tell me you are a child of God and I'm still seeing the trait of devil in you. You can't be a child of Mr. A and you're resembling Mr. B. It doesn't correlate. If you are a child of God, you should have the life of your father in you. You should reflect Christ. There should be evidence that you've stayed in his presence. There should be evidence that there's something you've bettered. Stay in God's presence. Stay in God's presence. Most of the things you are finding, most of the things you want to bet, you can get them by just staying. Just tarrying in God's presence to bet his purpose. And the way to stay in God's presence is by fellowshipping with him. Praying, studying the word, spending time, listening to men of God. The thing is that when you tarry, you become more like him. And when you enter a place, you don't need to tell people that I'm a Christian. The atmosphere, you're already carrying his presence because you've stayed. You're already carrying his atmosphere. Like when you talk, they know that there's something. This is Christ. Like this is Christ. Like this girl behaves like Christ. Not because you open your mouth to tell them that I am Jesus girl. But because they saw something. And that thing was as a result of your staying in God's presence, you're betting his opposites for your life. So my dear, the reason why you're not really reflecting Christ might be because you're not really staying in God's presence. It might be because you've not really dwelled, you've not really lived with God, you've not really fellowship with him. Because without fellowship, there's no intimacy. And without intimacy, without fellowship, you will not be able to reflect him. Without fellowship, you will not be able to bear